I like dancing actually. Funny thing is, dancing is part of my passion since freshman year of high school. Why thermodynamics? Well, I feel like thermodynamics is one of the foundations in terms of learning and understanding quantum physics. Why? Because thermodynamics is um, the study of internal motions of many body systems. So we're talking about particles. What happens if a particle has a high amount of energy? What happens if it's excited? What happens to its state when it's excited? So from Purdue University, approximately 65% of the world population are visual learners. So for me, I'm a visual learner. So I love looking at things. I'm trying to see how to learn it in like more like visual way of like, so that way I'll understand it conceptually. So through lengthy oral presentations, a lot of people who are visual learners tend to zone out. So, and a quote that I found here is, the process of learning requires not only hearing and applying, but also forgetting and then remembering again. So what does that mean? So for all of us college students, we tend to have short-term memory where we take the course, and then after final, and then next semester happens, and then you kind of have to remember what you learned last semester, and then everyone's like, oh man, but I forgot. It's honest, everyone forgets. But then once you start to remember and review what you learned beforehand, then that really helps you understand and learn the full concept itself. Oh yeah, and the goals for this project is to provide an efficient resource to help students who want a better understanding of thermodynamics, as well as to promote the idea of teaching academically through an art form. So the overall process of this project, I had to create multiple choreographies for all 4 laws, and had to teach it to each one of the fellow dancers that I had. I had a lot of them, so it really took a lot of time for me to do that. I also produced the videos of the 4 laws and added a tutorial narration. So after having the raw video shoots, I had to, as you can see here, I did some iMovie. You guys recognize that? So I did some iMovie, and that's me right there showing off that I'm doing iMovie on my own. And then here's me doing like the narrations before and after the videos. So what am I talking about? What I did was I made a YouTube video. I made a YouTube video of all these laws being explained with my narrations, where it's efficient, where it's very entertaining to watch at the same time. So after that, I went to 4 different classrooms, physics classrooms, and created a feedback survey, which you guys will see later on. And I had over 220 students to complete them. So the first law, it's a funny picture, isn't it? So what does this mean? So at this very moment, this person has the total amount of energy throughout the whole system. What does that mean? He has the total amount of energy. Do you guys kind of remember conservation of energy? Kind of, sort of. What does that mean? What does it mean by conserved? Well, what you start off, the total amount of energy what you start off with is what you're going to have towards the end. So let's watch a video, you guys.
I checked the audio, just an apology here to Peter. I see we're not plugged into an AV system in the room, so I'll be quiet.
Can everyone get that at least? Okay. Cool. So notice how I carried that total amount of energy and passed it to another person. Now he carries that total amount of energy. There's another transfer right now. Cool. Notice how he's frozen. So all of his energy is dissipated. Now it's transferred to this person right here. So at this very moment, the energy is all distributed, but when you add this all together, the total amount of energy remains the same. So notice how compared to our solos, we're not as energetic, I guess you could say. Where compared to our solos, we were super hyped up. When it's like just us on the camera, now there's 3 of us, now the energy is distributed. The total amount of energy is distributed, so it's not as energetic as you would notice. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, second law. What does this look like to you? Something about some kind of disorderly fashion here. Hint, disorderly. So, second law covers the work of entropy. Does anyone know what entropy is?
Oh
Kind of
yeah.
sort of raise your hand, you know, an idea, like slight ideas. Raise your hand, you kind of like forgot. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's not hard term to remember. So what is entropy? We always refer entropy as the measurement of disorder. So that's kind of vague. So what does that mean? So measurement of disorder. Think of particles trying to explore their states. There's so many empty spaces that they're trying to explore, where right now in this very situation where if to look at the video, we're gonna start off with very low entropy. And as entropy goes by over time, or as time comes by, entropy increases over time. So imagine us as particles in this very moment and watch us like explode everywhere. So what is that supposed to be? Okay. That's me, by the way.
I think you'll like this one for sure.
So like I said, think of us all as particles here, and one person is very excited. Notice how this high amount of energy, remember the first law, it's going to be distributed amongst us four. So notice how we're exploring our spaces right now.
Oh, that was fun.
Okay. So did everyone like that video?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, right? Okay. So here's these are the 4 images of all 4 laws, showing that I made a video for each one. So zeroth law, if you guys forget, is about thermal equilibrium. If one system is equal to the second system, and the third system is equal to the first system, then system 1, 2, 3 are all equal to each other. Yeah? So notice how we're all in the same motion, or all in the same kind of movement, showing that we're all equally alike. First law, conservation of energy. Second law, the work of entropy as entropy increases over time. And the third law, which is about entropy relative to temperature. So as temperature increases, so does entropy. As temperature decreases, entropy also decreases, but it reaches a minimum, meaning you're never still. So you can't really imagine these particles like staying perfectly still, super frozen. They have to keep moving somehow. Okay, so here's the survey layout that I have. So the survey layout here I gave to over 120 students. I have them fill out something before the video, what they know. Only 10% of them filled them out, and some of them didn't really know what each law was. Some of them were kind of thought first law was this order, zeroth law was something about the earth. I don't know, it was really funny. And after the video, 90% of the people who filled this out knew each and every law after that. And they even wrote it in their own way, how they interpret it, which is good. And then here, I have them fill out 0 to 5 ranking system of how informative and helpful the video was, how entertaining it was. And last but not least, having feedback, what they said, anything that they can give me, like any advice or any like type of commentary. Is it too hard to hear me talk? Is it hard to understand still? Was there any parts that were confusing? Any parts that you liked? Any parts that was just plain entertaining. So here's a survey overview, and here's a graph of about exactly 125 students that I had. So I had a lot of 4s and 5s of people saying that it's very informative and helpful, and a lot of 5s saying that the video was very entertaining. So of course I'll have some 2s and 3s and some 1s and 2s, so obviously the video is not perfect. So the students' responses this really warmed up my heart, because it really brought me more passion in doing this kind of work. So people said that they really enjoyed the video. They liked how I simplified the logs by including dance. Okay, I got somewhere the speaking was unclear. It happens, and they would like more explanation of the dancers and the roles. It's the very first video that I made, so of course there will be some flaws. And one that stood out to me was whenever I think of the laws, I feel that I can think of the video. So going back to John Gray's quote about forgetting and remembering as a learning process, this is exactly what I meant. Where once you find this video, it's very quick, it's very efficient to look over, and then once you look over these reviews, you start to finally understand things compared to how you were learning it right at that very moment. So what now? What am I going to do after this? So my future work, I want to create a YouTube account and begin to publicize work, become popular. Continue to refine and create more video tutorials for other subjects. So this brought to the idea, it's like, oh man, what else can I do? What am I open to do instead of just doing physics? Can I do math? Can I do other subjects that people are struggling in? And finding more efficient ways to teach academic subjects through dance, because dance is part of my passion, it's my strongest art form. So acknowledgements for the camp people, Philip and Hannah, I would like to thank them and all of my friends who participated. And special thanks to Jeremy Pauls, first of all, for implementing the idea to the whole physics faculty. And a huge thank you to Dr. Scott Stevenson for all the support that he put into for making this video happen. Thank you.
So the format is that there's questions, and I don't know what our timing was, but there should be about 2 minutes for questions for Peter. Lynn.
What laws are you going to do next?
Oh. Well, I just covered, the first and second law was just, a little teaser. I actually have bonus videos if you want to check them out, but I'm not sure we have time for them because each video is about 1 minute 30 to 2 minutes each. And I also have a YouTube link that I posted up. So that way, for students who are having trouble in the future of thermodynamics, they can always go to this YouTube link and have a better understanding.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Anna, did you have a question? I thought I saw.
Oh, I was wondering what other subjects specifically you were thinking about applying this to.
Well, mainly it'll be like the subjects that people have a hard time visualizing. Yeah, so things that are like very small. So I really want to go into depth of quantum physics, well, even more advanced level kind of stuff, where it's like to the smallest extent where like images don't really help out, or like pictures don't really help out, where you kind of need a visual, like physical representation of each concept.
Let's thank our speaker.